think I'm live. All right. No one's here. That's fine. It's a tiny little channel. And I'm pretty sure the title didn't make anyone want to watch this, but that's okay. So tonight's going to be like a little behind the scenes thing. You're going to get to see me record with other devices. Some of my unboxing, some of my neck pours. Everything's going to be whiskey based tonight. I didn't get quite as set up as I wanted to because work took too long. And honestly, after I do this, I'm going to eat a little dinner, take a little nap, and keep working for a few more hours. But if anyone, oh, hey, I got one viewer. But if anyone is out there, let me know what you're up to on this Thursday night. Oh, that's right. I've got lighting now that we can play with. Ooh, that's too bright. I don't like it. Let's put it behind. But if I put it behind, we'll figure this out. Well, this one's easy. Yeah, that's too bright. Let's do something about that. So this one we can put behind the main camera. We'll see if that does anything good. And until I'm ready, we're going to turn this one off so you don't have to look at that glare. All right, I will, while I continue to set up, but real quick, I'll just show you some of the stuff we're going to do tonight. So I bought a cocktail shaker kit, and I kind of wanted it because I do want to get into making some cocktails, and I had no good way of measuring it. I mean, I am living in a construction site, so that's not super fun, but what are you going to do? And then, of course, where I usually record up in Ohio is also, it's at a shop and it's not done, so it's also kind of like a construction site. So either way, I'm in a construction site till at least sometime next year. But a cocktail shaker set, and like I said, the main thing I really want is kind of like the, so it's got a muddler, that's cool. It's got a mixing spoon, I like that. Ice tong, it's the jigger. The jigger's the main thing I wanted, but the rest of this I'm all going to use eventually. It's got liquor pourers. It's got a corkscrew, all stuff you need, you know? Oh, and then, what else are we unboxing? And I bought, hey, what's up? What'd you turn off for? That was weird. Okay. I also bought a zester, 2-in-1 citrus zester. And I have, oh, Dawn 16. We can discuss which season is best and why it's summer. Well, seasons are like whiskey. There's no wrong answer. It's however you enjoy it. That is funny though. No, I don't know. I am a cold weather guy, but part of me saying that is so that way people aren't too jealous that I work in Naples part of the year. So I have the most rock hard old, I don't know what it's like on the inside lime. So that's all I have in this construction zone to test the citrus zester on it. So even if I use it right, it might not end up well. Mark Mueller, welcome in. Dawn, actually, we don't even have to discuss. I'm just gonna give you summer's best. Okay, so those are the first two unboxing. The next unboxing. So I'm a sucker for a gimmick. So I picked up this 4 Roses small batch. Comes with, I believe, a couple of glasses and an ice cube maker. I take that back. It doesn't come with any glasses. It comes with 2 ice cube makers. Yeah, exactly. Oh, Kelsey Elizabeth, welcome in. Very nice of you to stop by. Oh yeah, so I'm a sucker for a gimmick. So it's got 2 ice cube makers that are supposed to make it look like a rose. So, you know, we won't see the results, but we'll at least unbox it and I'll get them started in the evening. And then glorious Bill of Bill and Lynette has been bugging me to make a rusty nail. So we're going to make a rusty nail out of this Drambuie. So Drambuie, I don't know if you've ever had it. I've never had it. Right? 4 Roses, good stuff. So this is a unique blend of aged Scotch whiskey, heather honey, herbs, and spices. So who knows, maybe Peaches needed that today since she was sick. But we're going to bust this open. I'm going to taste it neat just to see what it tastes like. And then we'll put it into a rusty nail. Then this I got locally here in Florida. Short barrel. Rye 101. I think it was like $55. And I've heard good things. I've never had one of these before. So we'll taste a rye. And then I got this. I think this was under $30. So it's, and I've never had one before. It's a single malt whiskey from India. Paul John Indian single malt. So I've had a little bit of Japanese. Right? I am a throwback. Hey, I was born in the 70s. That's funny. But yeah, so I've had Japanese whiskey. I've had, obviously, American. Had Scotch, had Irish. So this will be my first Indian whiskey. And I don't know who else is making whiskey, but I'll have to find out what all the which countries are doing whiskeys. I mean, the suggestion for the rusty nail did come from Bill, so that makes a lot of sense, Don. All right, so this is their Christmas edition, but it's from last year. No wonder it was under retail. It's an ex-bourbon, unpeated, finished in single vintage Colheita Tawny port cask. So we're going to get a whole lot of flavors. Adam, welcome in. Oh, cool. Guess what? What's up there, Adam? Thanks for coming in. So yeah, so first for this, and we'll see how it is. And maybe if it's good enough, I'll get this year's edition. I think that's it. Okay, so gonna be setting up to record videos. So this is almost like a behind the scenes video, live stream. You get to watch the madness happen. Yes, I'm rolling around like a Bond supervillain. I don't know what's up with that. All right, so I got me a new ring light. I think I've only recorded one thing. So that way, you know, the light makes it so you can see the sheen of sweat on my face for that scintillating YouTube content that we make. And thanks to all of you people watching, plus 496 others for 500 subs. Can't believe I got there. You're very kind. All right, full disclosure, about 6 of those subs are me, but that's because I have a bunch of burner accounts. But I'm up to 509, so even if you eliminate my burner accounts, I'm still at 500 subs. Woo! All right, what am I doing? Oh, I have a joke on my phone because it was a political ad, and I don't do politics on this channel. Oh, what does Adam say? Epic Christmas live stream happening tomorrow afternoon. Okay, cool. I will check you out, buddy. So that's 6 p.m. So that'll be a little later in the evening. I might be flying then. I'm flying back to Ohio. But if I'm not flying, I'll watch you. But I screen grabbed a part of that thing that the actors that played the Avengers did, and so now when I turn on my phone, it looks like Scarlett's calling me. Now I'm a dork. What are you gonna do? You should have saw how hard Mrs. Izzo's eyes rolled into her head when I showed her that. Let's see. All right, for unboxings, we'll do it vertical style. So what you gonna have for dinner, Adam? I will have mac and cheese because I've been working on a Costco mac and cheese for a while. I guess I could have put it in the ring light. Yeah, let's see how this goes. Also, let me know if you can hear me or not. I've got a microphone hooked up to the iPad that I'm using. Fried rice, that sounds wonderful. And then this microphone should be connected to that. We'll find out. So I guess I'll just clip them both here. I guess I'm double mic'd now. Fried rice sounds good. So for the mac and cheese, I take the Costco pre-prepared mac and cheese and I microwave it for 3 minutes. And then I stick black pepper and dry rub on it. And it's been, oh, and some pre-cooked grilled chicken. And it's been a mainstay. And thank goodness I only have one meal left of it because I'm 1, bored of it, and 2, I'm sure within the next few days, I'm sure it'll go moldy. So it's good that I'm finishing that up. There's a video. I don't really want it pointed at me for an unboxing though, so let's go ahead and do this thing. got TV trays. Sometime next year, this whole project I'm doing will be done, and I will try to get permission from the landlord to do a video tour at some point, show off some of the work. All right, let's do the unboxings first. This is sad. I can't remember if I talked during my unboxings or not. Let's get the chair out of the way. Not that that really matters. And I'll need a knife. Nope, got one. Yeah, that'll work. Welcome to Izzo's place. It's unboxing time. Is it a tool? Is it for whiskey? And it's kind of both, so who knows? Could end up on Tools Day. Could end up on Thirsty Thursday. Don't really have a place for it yet. I'm in a construction zone, but we need to have a cocktail shaker set. So there's a... Ooh. Oh, hey, look at that. We got recipe cocktails we can go through. Content! So we got the strainer. There's the lid from the shaker. This was just on Amazon. It was cheap. It was 20 bucks or less, I bet. Got a nice little bamboo box there. There's the rest of the shaker. Seems like it's pretty nice. Here's the jigger. This is what I was kind of after. Oh, we're over a minute. Guess I'm going to be editing this down. We've got liquor pourers. We've got wine opener. Ooh, I got a tall, crinkly bar stoop spoon. Fancy. Got your ice tweezers. And oh, this is the mother for crushing down those cherries in my old fashions. All right, that was a little bit lame, but that's okay. What else is everyone having for dinner? Adam's doing fried rice. I'm doing mac and cheese. And did you make it? How's your work week going? You're almost done with your work week. Oops. Okay, so there's the shaker. And yeah, I wanted the jigger actually to make the rusty nail. We'll try to make it with accurate proportions. And we'll leave the spoon out. Hey, Sam, gloves? He likes gloves. I'm glad. Gloves are good, especially when you're working. I do have all 10 of my fingers, which is excellent. They have some damage at times, but gloves help. You need all of those kind of gloves. Oh yeah, that's right. This is an unboxing. All right, this one will be an easy and very short one. All right, what does Izzo's Speakeasy need? Needs a citrus zester. So it looks pretty simple. All right, so I probably should wash this, but I also probably shouldn't eat this lime. Let's see how this goes. Well, I'm sure if the lime was in better shape. Ooh, that smells great, though. Ooh. All right, so that's one way. Yeah, this lime not so hot for what I'm trying to do here. Oh well, that was the unboxing. Check out the long review. I'll make a cocktail out of it. That one was kind of lame. Might not use that one. They aren't all magical. All right. Do one more unboxing, then I'll check out the chat. Might not do any gloves this evening. Maybe I'll put one on there for you. I'll find some gloves for you. They might not be surgical. Just for fun. Oh, I thought I could just click on something and make Dawn a moderator. We'll worry about that later. All right. Now we're gonna unbox a gimmick. I love a good gimmick in my whiskey. Hey there, welcome to Izzo's Place. It's an unboxing. This one has to deal with 4 roses. So a little trick, keep an eye out for these things. If for some reason you want some ice cube trays that make roses, this box actually costs less than one of these bottles normally does. So keep an eye out for stuff like that. Or if you're smarter than me and you don't want to fill up your house with gimmicks, don't do it. Yeah, so we've got nice bottle, 4 roses, small batch. Then we've got these. Okay, cool. So rubberized. Got a hole in the top to drop the water in. Oop, little funnel. Excellent. Can't wait to try these out, but it should give us a nice little rose ice cube. Got 2 of them. You can't have just one rose. You need a pair of roses. All right, hang on for the results. That's awesome, Adam. I wish I knew more about it and had the skills to help you, but I'm glad that you got that hobby. That's pretty cool. Sam gloves, if there's gloves in this room, just for kicks, I'll put on a pair for you. But we're going to have a whole safety discussion if I do that. All right, so that's it for unboxing. Hopefully they'll look better when. Hopefully they'll look better when what? When I edit it all together. Oh, you know what? Sad to be checking it now, but I'm gonna check if the microphone situation actually worked. Hey there, welcome to Izzo's Place. It's okay. Unboxing. Sounds like it did. Boy, I hate my own voice. You'd think that someone that disliked their own voice would not do YouTube, but hey, oh well. But I do feel that's kind of common. I think a lot of people aren't thrilled with their voice. I should do a poll. Okay. Whew. I don't know if anyone has started their evening. If you're sipping on something, doesn't have to be whiskey. Doesn't have to be alcoholic. Let me know what you're sipping or what you're having with your dinner. All right, we're gonna do this in an order. So when I do these, so just give you some behind the scenes stuff. I never know which camera I'm looking at right now. So when you're doing this, if you decide to get into reviewing whiskeys, if you're doing batch videos, which is kind of what I'll be doing tonight, I always start with whatever's the lowest alcohol first. Good old water, beautiful. That's smart. And actually, yeah, I've got a thermos I should bring in here. Got to hydrate while you're dehydrate. But I try to do the lowest alcohol and work up to the highest alcohol, because otherwise, if you're reviewing a bunch in a row, why don't you like the light? Go back to the light, ring light. Is that this one? But yeah, you don't want to start out with your heaviest alcohol because you're never going to taste anything. Huh, did this thing die already? It is super cheap. It was like $40 at Home Depot. Huh. Okay, well, one of the ring lights is dead. I'll look at that later. So, I don't know what the alcohol is on this. All right, so 46% alcohol. So that's 92 proof. And the small batch rye is 101 proof. So this will be our last one tonight. 46, that's 92. And the Drambuie, it's a liqueur. Oh. but it's an 80% liqueur. I'm used to liqueurs being softer than that, at least 70, if not 60. All right. Well, I'll come back to the chat a little bit. Oh, that's all right. That sounds good. Love a good polar seltzer. Like I have a hard time drinking just water, so I have to get like the seltzer waters, the sparkling waters to get myself go. So I'm very familiar with that particular brand and flavor that you're talking about. I usually have a 12-pack of polar something in the between the seats of the van, just because I know I don't drink enough water, and so yeah. So the sparkly tricks my brain or my body into thinking it's something fancy, I guess. All right, I'm gonna. So with the what I've been doing with the neck pours lately, and actually only today's is the first time that, because I try to keep them and try to use up the older ones first. So today is the first one where it's like my new way of doing the neck pours. So I'm actually not going to concern myself whether I'm over a minute, under a minute. I'm just gonna do it, and then I'll edit it down. But today I stuck the full thing at the end of my whiskey review. So if some crazy person wants more Izzo in their life, they can look at the review then. Glasses. I need a glass. Hey there, welcome to Izzo's Place. Thirsty Thursday. Let's do a neck pour. So, gotta give a shout out to Bill D. He's been bugging me to make a rusty nail, so I got myself some Drambuie. Since 1745, apparently they've been making this. The Isle of Skye liqueur, a unique blend of aged Scotch whiskey, heather honey, herbs, and spices. So let's see what this thing's like. It is 40% alcohol, 80 proof. So it's up there, like with your minimum whiskeys. And it's more than any liqueur that I'm familiar with. All right, let's see if this thing is a stopper or if it's a twist off. Ooh, because it shouldn't make me think it's cheap if it's a twist off, but there's a small bougie part of my mind that assumes if it's a twist off that it's not as good. That was a good pop too. Let's hear that again. Okay, smell the honey. I can smell the honey. This is reminding me of a conversation earlier I had with Dawn, and talking about Evan Williams honey. Wow, that's pretty. Oh man, that is like stupid easy to drink, and it's kind of delicious. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know what to expect. It's aged Scotch whiskey. It's got honey and spice in it. It's kind of fantastic. We'll go over the bottle in the long review, but let me go ahead and give you some notes. Oh, sorry. Got to edit that out. So I can't tell if that's like a Scotch peat or a Scotch smoke. The honey's tricking me. It almost might be peaty. Aged Scotch whiskey. Whiskey. Can't talk. It's very floral. It's got the herbs and spices. It's got the honey. The honey doesn't smell like a normal honey. It's more like when you're smelling a honeysuckle rose. The spices are cool. I'm not picking out anything specific. And there's in addition to spices, like baking spices, it's got just a hint of anise in there. This is a weird one. I like it. It's real thick and syrupy too. So even though it's at 80 proof, like I said, I'm used to liqueurs being less than 80, but it's real thick and syrupy. For just I don't think I would drink this super often, just on its own, because it's almost too syrupy. It gets a little weird on the palate, but all those notes are there. Baking spices. the anise isn't there too much. I don't really have the anise. And on the nose, I'm still debating whether there's a little bit of peat in there, but on the palate, it's definitely barrel aged and smoke. It's not peaty at all on the palate. All right. So I can't see this thing like aging like a bourbon or American whiskey would. It's a liqueur. So the long review is going to include I'll make a rusty nail out of this, a cocktail. And I'll see what other cocktails are available to make out of the Drambuie. Ta-da! Right? But it's surprising. The honey is good. Ooh, channel logo. Cool. Awesome, Adam. Can't wait to see it. Yeah, on the nose, I would have to label it as like a peat whiskey. But and then that anise and the spices. It's kind of odd, but I kind of like it. I mean, that's the thing I have to be careful when I'm recommending whiskeys to people is if a whiskey is unusual, then even if someone else might find it distasteful, if it's unusual, sometimes I enjoy the experience and I'll say something's good. So I have to always remember to tell people like, yeah, you know, try to be like, okay, these are the notes. Now I find it unusual and good, but not everyone is. So this Drambuie will be something like that. All right, I do have a rocks glass with me. And I don't think there's much to a rusty nail. Actually, and yeah, Dawn's mentioning colds and sore throats. I'd make a hot toddy out of this. I think that'd be fantastic for a cold. All right, I don't remember what's in the rusty nail. Let me find it real quick. Come on, I thought I saved the tab. Nope, let's search for it. Oh, it's probably on my iPad, which is where we're live streaming out of. So I'm going to make a cocktail tonight out of it, but I'm not going to record it, but I'll record one later. And I might be cheesy and find an actual rusty nail and garnish it with that just for fun. Okay, phone, why don't you like the internet? Scintillating YouTube content. Thanks to all three of you who are hanging out or putting me in the background of whatever you're doing tonight. Come on, stupid phone. There we go. Rusty Nail is a cocktail made with Scotch whiskey and Drambuie. The drink is often served on rocks in an old-fashioned glass, but can also be served up. How to make. Don't give me videos, give me words. I mean, videos are handy sometimes, but... Come on, don't give me the story. I'll read the story later. Give me the recipe, baby. All right, so the way you're supposed to make it, and based on how that lime is zesting, we're not putting that lime in there. Although it smelled good, I gotta admit. So basically, it's an ounce and a half of Scotch and 3/4 an ounce of Drambuie. So kind of simple. Do it over ice. Ounce and a half of. So then the question is, I don't have a lot of Scotch. So what we can do. Oh, I take that back. I've got an Indian Scotch whiskey. What am I talking about? So I could mix this with an American single malt, or I could mix this with this. So we're gonna mix it with this. So I guess I'm stuck doing another neck pour. And you're stuck listening to another neck pour. Then I'll go get some ice. All right, let's just verify that microphone's still working. Go to the last video. Hey there, welcome to Izzo's Play. It is working. I have a couple of videos. I haven't done anything with them yet. I have a couple of whiskey reviews where I had the microphone on my body, but it wasn't connected to the phone. so I'm gonna have to do like a bad lip reading for it. All right. Hey there, welcome to Izzo's Place. It's Thirsty Thursday. It's a neck pour, and for me, it's a little bit exciting. This is a brand of whiskey that I am not that I haven't done yet, and just give a shout out to Theme Park Dad real quick. Don't ask why; he knows why. But so this is an Indian whiskey. The brand is Paul John. It's an Indian single malt whiskey, and they finished it in tawny port casks, so it should pick up some interesting flavors from that. This is their 2023 Christmas edition, so we'll see if it, and I think because it's a year old, I think that's why I got it so cheap. There we go. So I'm a sucker for a tube. I'm a sucker for a good-looking bottle sometimes. Oops, Jessica, do not eat. Do not eat. Okay. And I like this. They even, like the inside of the cardboard tube is got some decoration on it, so that's fun. I like that. All right, so it's got a decent looking bottle. I like the tall, slender whiskey bottles. It's got an embossed thing here with a seal on it. It is 46% alcohol by volume, which is 92 proof for those of you keeping score that way. Little pop. Okay, so Indian single malt, so it's gonna be similar to a Scotch whiskey. And boy, howdy it is. This one lends more towards smoke, like a smoke Scotch note, rather than a peated. It's not peated at all. And boy, finishing it in that tawny port cask, that kind of makes it real nice. So I can kind of see why they, you got the Christmas ales, you got the all the Christmas stuff. It's always flavored, spices and gingerbread and whatever else. And so I'm not surprised that they would pick this one for that expression. Wow, but the palate, I was not expecting that palate based on that nose. All right, that's fascinating. Let me get back in here and give you some actual notes. So smoke, and then like not getting specifically cherries. I'm getting like a red fruit medley, but jam style. So it's real sweet and syrupy smelling. And there's that smoke there, and there's something else. And it's probably the malt. Because this has to either be malted barley or malted rye. It's probably malted barley, or else it would say rye on it instead. So I'm getting some sort of grain note in there, and it's like, so there's no huge peat note, but there is like an essence of peat, and it's in that grain note. So sweet, jammy, but smoky and grainy. Not Michael Grainy, and he's not watching anyway. All right, let's go ahead and get into that palate then. The palate kind of took me back a little bit. Ah, it's weird. Okay, so it does this thing. When I sip it, it's almost like it's doing nothing. I got a little bit of grain, maybe a hint of vanilla. And even as I'm swirling it around my mouth, it's doing nothing. The moment I swallow it, it like karate chops me with 5 different flavors. Um, and I'm gonna have to go back in there and try to figure out what those flavors are. Boy, I hate trying to catalog them all because they happen so fast. So in the front, grainy, little hint of vanilla, and when I breathed in a little bit, introduced some air into the palate, it got a little more sweet. Like the vanilla was a little more prominent, and there was also some spice there too, leaning towards like, I know they're not the same, but like the two words that pop into my head are ginger and nutmeg. Um, so that's kind of neat. And then I swallow it, and it does crazy things. There is a smoke there. There's a black pepper there. Let me hit it again. And there is a hint of peat in there, but it's barely. It's not overwhelming. Where it's, if you're not a fan of the peat, it's gonna turn you off or anything. All right. So it's a wild one. Um, so going to this one for my first foray into Indian whiskey, I'm not sure how smart that was. I'm not disappointed that I paid $38 for it, but you know what? Let me waste a few seconds, and I'll edit this out anyway. Let me see what the retail is on this sucker. Come on, internet. Okay, Paul John. Search. Oh, I don't think that's what I'm drinking. All right, so using my Ohio website, it can't be. So I don't think they have the Christmas one on here, so I'm not sure what the retail is. But just to give you an example, so they've got one of their bottles is at $30. One of their bottles is at $180. we got a $100 one that in Ohio right now, if you can find it, is on sale for $60. Oh, and then that's the one that I wouldn't mind trying. They got a Paul John XO brandy. So if you ever find, well, XO, never mind. I was thinking Paul Jimenez. If you ever find anything finished in a Paul Jimenez cask, it's usually a sherry cask, and those are usually pretty good. All right, so at $38, I'm glad I had this experience. I don't think this is the $180 one, but any more than $38, I might be questioning my purchase. But we'll let this open up. Also, I might make a weird Indian rusty nail out of it, and we'll see if that cocktail is any good. But hey, check out the long review. Yeah, it's 9 minutes. I can't cut that down to a minute. I'll do my best though. This is weird. This one's weird. I like weird, but I was kind of taken aback by it. Like the nose, I love the nose. I could smell this all day. The palate confuses me a little bit. Hi there, Bree. How you doing? How is the school year going for you so far? I hope you have good teachers. Good teachers are important. Most of my teachers were good growing up. There were a couple that were scary. All right. Yeah, I probably shouldn't taste anything else unless I get my thermos. I'll be right back. Awesome. That's good. I like not complaining. So, you know what? I'm going to have to leave these here or they'll disconnect. And then we won't have microphones. I'll be right back. It'll be quick. Oops. I am back. What are you going to be when you grow up, Bree? I'm either going to be a rodeo clown or an astronaut. I haven't decided yet. If I grow up. I don't intend to grow up. Oh, yeah. Hopefully you could hear me. Yes, it definitely, if you put it in a glass and didn't tell me what it was, I would assume it's a Scotch whiskey. And that's because of the single malt. That's common, Bree. You don't have to feel out of place with that thought. This is a combination of sparkly water and Gatorade. All right, so I'm going to. Bill would probably be mad. I'm gonna do some sort of weird fake rusty nail, and I'm not even gonna get some ice. I'll do a real cocktail for him sometime. If he was here, I might let him pressure me into doing something. But I mean, except for adding a zest of something, I mean that's all a rusty nail is it's some Scotch whiskey and it's some Drambuie. Bought myself a cocktail shaker and then I didn't bother measuring it. I was just gonna do that just for Bill's cocktail, but since Bill's not here anyway. All right, so well, and let's see, where's the Drambuie? So I think this is a British liqueur, even though it has Scotch whiskey in it. I want to say it's British. I see where it's imported to, but that doesn't help me. But I think it might be. But Drambuie, doesn't that sound Scottish? I don't know. I'll look it up. I gotta look it up for the long review anyway. So we got aged Scotch whiskey. We got the honey. We got the spices. And then I just tossed it in with this crazy Indian single malt. Which I've got my fun Izzo rocks glass down here. Cool. That would be awesome. Is that something you like? So I'll tell you a tiny bit of my story, Bree. So I've known since I was 5 years old that I wanted to build stuff, and I found that out a few years ago because apparently in kindergarten we had a dress like what you want to be when you grow up day, and my mom recently gave me what I had asked her for, and it was a carpenter belt that she built out of like some cut up denim. So I've been wanting to build things since I was a young lad, and another aspect of it, and this brings us back to Disney actually, because the only reason I even started a YouTube channel is because Pete. I don't know. He was even though our channel even though our channels are very different, something about Pete inspired me to start recording stuff, and but one way I would take Disney vacations as a little kid in the early 80s, I would notice how clean and crisp everything was, and heard how the maintenance people would start at one end of Main Street and paint everything, touch up everything, and then when we get to the end of Main Street, they start over at the beginning of Main Street and go back. And I liked that thought, so that made me want to build stuff. So I've just been doing that. That would be awesome, Bree. And I have some. I don't. I have some cousins that are super into ballroom dancing, and I know they did some little competitions in Western Ohio and Eastern Indiana, and I know they loved it, and they always look cool doing it. And so yeah, you can make a career out of that. That'd be awesome. I follow someone. I can't remember what their YouTube channel name is, but there's a woman that's always doing like Charleston dances from the 20s, and that's always fascinating. Watching her rhythms and seeing how precise and chaotic it looks at the same time. Oh, that's all right. Any kind of dancing, whatever, whatever floats your boat there. Me and Mrs. Izzo used to be able to swing dance a little bit, but it's been a few years. We probably would die halfway through the first song. All right, so this is a rusty nail, ish. This is a rusty nail adjacent. There's a lot of flavors there, and it's not bad. You know what? Actually, honestly, if you added a little bit of citrus, that would be a pretty decent drink, and some ice. Do you play any instruments, Bree? I used to play cello. I used to be good, and I started remembering how to play, and then I ran out of time. So hopefully next year I can get back into running scales and things. Oh man, that's some weird stuff there. I don't know. How long ago did you run? So I did make a rusty nail adjacent drink. I went ahead and just poured the Drambuie and the Paul John. I keep wanting to call it John Paul. The Paul John single malt. It's complex and crazy, and it does smell like a party. My sideburns are long, but they're not bushy enough to be like I'm in the 70s. That's awesome. What are you guys drinking? I've got a Glenmorangie 10 up north. I've got a someone just gave me a starts with a B, something or other double oak. I can't remember what it is. Yeah, if I had some ice, this would be a little bit better. So the recipe I looked at, they want you to mix the liquors together in a glass with ice, stir it up. I know. Ooh, Glenlivet 15-year. Ooh, that sounds fun. But yeah, you put the whiskey and the Drambuie together, stir it up in a glass of ice, and then strain it into another rocks glass and just put a big old single chunk of ice in there, and that's and then some sort of zest. Ooh, oh, it sounds like you guys are well, and I'm gonna make sure that I try those, because if you two are drinking them, I got a good feeling about it. So I will text those to myself. All right, so we got Lagavulin. Is that how you'd say that? I'm sure I'm offending Scottish people. That's right. That's right. Is that the brand that he drinks? I tried an 11-year. My father-in-law is, or let's say it this way, Ron Swanson is a caricature of my father-in-law. All right, so Dawn's drinking that. Dawn, you have to come do carpentry with me then if you're Ron Swanson, though. And then we have to eat all the eggs and steak. And then Glenlivet 15-year. Oh, that's a weird autocorrect. All right, that's cool. All right, I've sent my I've sent myself a text. I will pick up those when I continue my Scotch journey. I'm going to temporarily switch to rum for the winter, or at least part of the winter. So Scotch is maybe next spring. How do you guys enjoy your whiskey? Are you neat? Are you on the rocks? So maybe it's just the name of the cocktail putting it in my head, but so this is not something you should do, but as a carpenter, a lot of times I'll put screws or nails, I'll hold them in my lips, you know, when I'm doing stuff. Oh no, I don't have a problem with rocks at all. Oh, that sounds good. Yeah, both of those are good. I am a firm believer in the right way to enjoy whiskey is whatever makes you happy. So cheers, guys. What was it talking about? I don't even know. Sometimes the chat distracts me. I love it that there's actually chat. Woo woo. I love you 4 people that are here. Yeah, and I think the lack of the orange zest. I think the zest in a big old ice cube would be perfect for that. Oh, that's right. I forgot. I've got the I've got the Four Roses small batch as well. But I don't think I have a review of the small batch yet. And that's 90 proof. So so I guess we're doing that one next. But of course my mouth is just honey and smoke right now. Wemcow, how you doing? Gatorade. That's what I got in here. So I'll join you on that, Wemcow. How are you doing tonight, sir? I think I'm behind on some of your videos. All right, Dawn, you mentioned Four Roses. What's your 4 Roses of choice? Do you do the small batch? Do you do the single barrel? I've tasted and enjoyed some some 4 Roses. I own a couple, but I don't own anything fancy, and I haven't like delved too deeply into it because I think they got a bunch of different mash bills or yeast strains or something like that. I'm not familiar with the lore yet. Boy, that Indian whiskey's gonna stay with me for a little bit. All right. So welcome in, Wemcal. I am. Oh, did I miss Mark? Schedule lineup. So I'm here to support. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. So Wemcal, I am kind of doing like a behind the scenes. I'm recording a bunch of smaller videos while we got the live stream going. It's just been a long time since I did a live stream, so I don't know. I enjoy them. I hope you guys do too. The small batch. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think I've got one of these, and then one of the single barrels up north, and then I've got a source, and I may or may not have traded some labor for whiskey from a fella, and I'm getting some fancy 4 Roses from him. Mrs. Izzo's not super pleased that I did that, but oh well. As long as I keep buying her purses. Oh yeah, duh. If I'm going to record this, I should record it. Hey there, welcome to Izzo's Place, Thirsty Thursdays. Well, I don't know if you saw the other short, I unboxed a bottle of 4 Roses, and it came with these roses. So I still have to freeze these, so you'll see these down the road. But let's go ahead and do the neck pour, because I don't have a review of a 4 Roses yet. Nice pop. Nice pop. I like it. I've heard good things about the 4 Roses Distillery Tour. I haven't done it yet, though. What are we looking at anyway? 90 proof. 45% alcohol by volume, if you prefer it that way. Oh, that tastes so normal after a little behind-the-scenes secret. I just did an Indian whiskey before this and thought I might have ruined my palate. But anyway, let's go ahead and look at the bottle because I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for a good bottle or a good story. So I love the shape of this. It's nice and heavy feeling. Feels like you could throw it on the floor and it won't break. We're not going to try that. I also like that they have the rose embossed on here. That's awesome. And of course, the ice cube should look like that once they get around to doing that. All right, small batch. Looks like they established themselves in 1888. It is from Kentucky. It's got the master distiller there. Looks like maybe Brett Elliott. I don't know. I'll have to look and find out if I'm right. Well, the back just says small batch and then gives some notes. We're not going to look at the notes because if I read the notes, then the notes are in my head. So we'll find out what I get without their notes, and we'll go back and read them. Little vanilla, little oak, little citrus. But I can only say citrus. It's not telling me what fruit it is. A little bit of spice in the background, but I can't tell what it is. The back end of this is a little weird, but I think it's because of what I was drinking before. I tried to drink a bunch of water and Gatorade to clear my palate, and I don't know if it worked. But it's real nice. It's got it. So the citrus note on the nose turned into like a tart apple on the palate. So I had like a Granny Smith apple in the front, a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of oak. A little bit of caramel. So then I always try to put the notes together whenever I can. So basically, I've got a Granny Smith caramel apple in the glass. So that's kind of fun. It's nice and simple for a 90 proof. It was 34 bucks. And it came with the two. I bought the gimmicky one, came in a box with the two roses. So that's pretty good value. One of these days, I'm going to have to take all my 90 proofers and put them against each other and see who comes out on top. A tiny bit of honey in the background. Just a tiny bit. Nothing new on the palate. All right, I definitely think that that's worth it, and I need to delve a little further into Four Roses. I got one of these up north, one of these here. I do have one single barrel that's very good, but I need to get into Four Roses and explore the distillery a little bit more. But thanks for hanging out, and check out the long review. Sadly enough, oh cool, that's interesting. Vero Beach. Sadly enough, the ring light that I just bought is not working. So this is a smaller one that I had, and I don't know what's up. I don't know what's up with the new one. I don't know if it's that cheap. Let me. Oh, all right. So that's killed the little one. Okay, we're back on. All right. So what's up with you, big guy? Okay, so there's the other one. Yeah, so it is nice having the light. The only thing, and you know, we're 5 years and 10,000 subs from me putting on makeup for anything. The only drawback, I do like how well lit everything is, but you can totally see every little piece of sweat on my face. So I don't know. We'll see. And I mean, and this is a temporary thing. I've claimed one. This room was my tool and whiskey room. Now, recently, part of the job got finished enough where actually my tools are in a garage instead of in this back room of this house. So it is a weird situation that I'm in, but just doing the best I can. And the lighting at the shop up north is a little bit better, I think, and I don't need like the ring lights and stuff. What do you guys think? Do I look too sweaty? Actually, on On StreamYards on the iPad, I don't look as sweaty. On this thing that I've been recording the neck pours, I look like a sweaty beast. Oh well. So that's some good stuff, Dawn. I like the Four Roses, and I like that it's in there at 90. So I'm gonna have to put it up against Buffalo Trace and Maker's Mark and kind of have a 90 off. We'll have a 90 battle, and I should only play 90s music while I'm doing that. I think currently everyone in the chat is over 21 years of age. If you would like to try any of the whiskeys you ever see on the channel, email me, heyizzo@yahoo.com. I'll send you a flight. I mean, I'm not going to send him anything if the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms is watching. I'll send you some essential oils. Okay, cool. Thank you. And yeah, and so what I'm using is a camera. Yeah, absolutely. What I'm using as a camera is actually my wife's old iPhone X or 10 or whatever you want to call it. I always called it the iPhone X. So the camera's not as good as the iPad, of course. We also, Wimcal, before you got here, I got some Drambuie and made a fake rusty nail out of it. So we'll call it a stainless steel nail. It's not a rusty nail. And then the embossing is awesome. I'm a sucker for a pretty bottle or a good story. And then, because let me show you one. The whiskey's not great in it, but I mean it's good enough. But look at this bottle. It's the H. Derringer, and the cork is a pistol. Oops. Oh boy. And I think the cork just broke off. Maybe. Okay, it felt like something happened, but I guess not. But yeah, the cork's a pistol. Yeah, the cork's a pistol. The bottle's twisted, and it's got the rope on there. That thing's crazy. Seems like something Ron Swanson would own. Let's see, do I have any other unusual ones? I do have, this is Sir Davis. This is Beyonce set this up, so it's a celebrity whiskey. It's not great, but it's also not terrible. I got a Whistle Pig just for a pig head pourer, but then after I got the pig head pourer, like it's kind of gross. The whiskey's coming out of its mouth, so it's like it's throwing up. So cool. You saw that one, Wimcal, up in the corner. So it's funny, Wimcal, you have a voice so similar to a friend of mine that after I started watching your channel, I had to go to him and be like, dude, is this you? And I quickly realized that he wasn't you. But it was just funny. I'm like, do you have a secret YouTube channel you haven't told me about? But it turns out he wasn't. You and him are different people. All right. So these two glasses have both had oh my goodness, both had really weird stuff in it. So we are not going to put our last thing in that. The Four Roses is a little more tamer, so I'm just going to finish this and we'll do our last neck pour. And how long I've been doing this? About an hour? Yeah, I don't want to go more than an hour and a half tonight. But thanks for hanging out with me. Yeah, if you see anything in the background, feel free to ask. This so from one side to the other, it's weird doing it on a camera. All that is whiskey, rye, or bourbon. And then here in the middle is gins, vodkas, and tequilas. Because my whiskey habit is so expensive, I end up feeling bad, and then I end up buying stuff that Mrs. Izzo can drink. She used to drink whiskey with me, but she developed migraines in 2019, and sometimes even the smell of the bourbon or the whiskey will trigger a migraine, so I have to be careful. And then I feel guilty, and then I have to buy her stuff. So I'm always looking for unique gins and tequilas. And we do work for a leather goods store, so some of my profit goes into new bags for her. Wemcal here's got a neat channel. I especially like it when he's testing blades and stuff. That's fun. Tool blades and things. It is a bummer. Well, and then yeah, she'll go on distillery tours with me, and then I almost have to like keep an eye on her. Like we go in a rick house, I'm like, "You okay?" She's like, "Okay for now." But then it's fun for me at the tastings. No, there's some beautiful tequila and gins. Well, and so I've heard that whiskey sales are a little bit down. People have been into the tequila. They're all about that agave. And so agave might be the next thing. And they're doing a lot of stuff with it. They're like finishing it in ex-bourbon barrels and stuff like that. But I'm just, I'm this far invested. I'm going to keep going with the whiskey and bourbon for now. I will add in some stuff. I do love a mezcal every once in a while. The tequila's good. The vodka's good. We did a vacation to Napa Valley. Cool. What is your favorite tequila, Dawn? We need to know. We went to California, and I was reminded about how much I like wine while we were there. Oh, actually, so I'm in Naples, Florida, so pretty far southwest, and the power was out for less than 24 hours, and where this house is, we had no storm surge. We're close enough to the water that we were evacuated, as you saw in the videos. But yeah, we could have rode it out here. But hindsight's 2020, and I got to escape to Marathon Key, which was wonderful. But yeah, everything here, which is also the other thing. Like I'm still fixing. Well, no, I had already fixed stuff from Ian, which the house didn't take a lot of damage from Ian, but I was fixing up stuff from Ian, and the roof was getting replaced because of Ian, and the landlord is adding on to this house at the same time. But after we got all the Ian damage fixed, a hot water tank blew last summer and did more damage than any of the hurricanes have done to this house so far. So I am hopefully on the tail end of fixing the damage to the main house, and I still have to do all of the carpentry, the not the rough carpentry, but like cabinets and trim, hang a door. I got to do all the finished carpentry. There we go. Finished carpentry is in the addition. So it's been interesting, and I've got responsibilities, stuff that I have to do up north. So we keep having, instead of being able to just concentrate on something, we keep having to fly back and forth. So it's been a little bit of a trial, but the situation we're in, the lady we work for and rent from, it's too good a situation. So I'm just going to keep on pushing, and we'll get this dang job done. Okay, cool. Awesome. Casa Dragones, Hoven. Okay. Oh, okay. Interesting. There are multiple. Each one's aged in different flavor barrels. Oh, okay. And yeah, you'll run into that a lot. Do you have a particular favorite of the finished ones? But yeah, didn't lose any whiskey. I also, you'll see them if you take the time and watch to the end of the videos. Sometimes you'll see my plush elephant collection show up. I didn't lose any of my plush elephants or my whiskey. Oh wait, no, I take that back. Actually, I stuck the plush collection in a Yeti and took the whole thing with me. I forgot about that. So they were never in any danger. And I took like 8 or 9 whiskeys with me because of the hurricane. Okay, cool. Yeah, the agave's in, Dawn. So if you've got some favorites, you might want to grab a couple and stock up just in case the prices get crazy like the whiskey did. But it might not. I feel like part of the issue with the bourbon is how long it has to age. And I don't know how long tequila has to age. I know, so you got Joven, you got, I can't remember, Blanco, I can't remember. It's been a minute. Dawn, have you ever done the Mexico? Have you ever done the tequila experience at Mexico? I haven't done the tequila experience. I've gone in and got like one of their medium fancy flights, and I have done the mezcal and crickets, but that's it for the Mexico pavilion there. So I don't think they have it set up for. I don't think they have it set up for other spirits yet, but I imagine they're going to. But what I do to catalog my whiskey is I have an app called Only Drams, and so it'll catalog. Well, it's got a feature where you can scan the barcode and then put it into your collection. So I don't know if I don't know when they'll include other spirits. I know that's the plan, but this app's only like a year old, so. Cognac one is nice, but I prefer the original. Okay, cool. Well, I will start with the original then. Oh, cool. That was a food and wine offering pre-COVID. That would be neat. Okay. Okay. See, the food would probably help and be nice. Because I did see the one that Pete did on his channel. What is cognac? I don't know if I've ever had cognac. Who here has had cognac? I try to only do the alcohol content on Thursdays. Although there's sometimes I wonder if I should just lean in and make the channel just all alcohol reviews. But nah. It's only one of my loves. I love the tools. I love the construction. Because I did finally try a port. The port wine is just a little too sweet for me. I am more of like a dry wine drinker. So the ports was a hair on the sweet side. Oh, Hennessy. I see that all the time when I walk into the liquor store. I'm going to just buy one and then I'll have had a cognac. How do you spell it again? C-O-G. Okay, that makes sense. Because, yeah, I always see the... Adam is back. How was dinner, buddy? Because I always see the Hennessy when I walk in. So I'm going to have to get one and try it. Oh, and then brandy. I know I've had brandy. Okay, so cognac is a type of brandy. Okay. Good. Excellent. So was it just fried rice? Did you have chicken, steak, shrimp? Did you have any protein in there? Yeah, currently I'm obsessed with the whiskey and the bourbon and the rye. But I do like all, as far as I do like pretty much all the alcohols, but obviously there's some I haven't tried. There's this crazy drink, and I don't remember what's in it. I'd have to look it up. There's this crazy drink called a Pousse Café, and it comes in a slender cup, and if anyone's ever had one, shout out. Oh, that's all right. Hey, and sometimes it's about the rice and the soy sauce, man. That's a good dinner. So it usually comes in like a taller glass, and it's 7 different alcohols, but you would pour them in like kind of like when you do a black and tan, you'd kind of like pour them in over the spoon, so that way they're all separate layers. So I'm gonna eventually make a Pousse Café when I have the time and effort. Oh, cool. When did you start on Instagram, Adam? I need to remember to post on Instagram and X more often. I'm just always on the YouTube. I've been playing with an AI program and making it bring pictures to life. Sometimes it's weird. Still cracking. Hey there, Homer. It's nice to see you. We've gotten through all but one of the neck pours, and we did some unboxings. Okay, cool. So you've been doing it a couple years there, Adam. I am just finishing up a 4 Roses. I bought a 4 Rose small batch, but and it's just a regular one, nothing special. But it came with 2 rose ice cube makers. So I'm going to use those. I was planning on like an hour and a half, so you almost missed me, but not quite. But thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. Are you going live tomorrow? I can't remember. You're going live. Oh, I think you're going live tomorrow, and I might be flying back to Ohio. I will watch as much of your stream as I can, but I might miss a bunch of it. Oh, cool. Yeah. I was hoping they were fun. I've never had them before. Tomorrow at 8. I think my flight's at 10, so I'll be able to watch most of yours. Yeah, so, and there'll be shorts eventually, but I bought a Drambuie. Someone's been bugging me to make a rusty nail. So I bought a Drambuie and tried it. It's like a liqueur. And then, just for kicks, I don't know what retail is, but I did an Indian single malt whiskey for the first time. It's a wild ride. It's weird. I'm glad I didn't pay full price for it. Then we did the small roses, or 4 roses, which has brought my mouth back to something normal. And then I've got a short barrel, the rye that we're gonna do in a second. Eastern. Cool. Yeah, I should be able to watch most of it, because I don't turn my phone onto airplane mode until the wheels take off. Like the moment the moment the plane lifts, I hit it on airplane mode, because who knows about that. Mark, thank you. Oh, okay, yeah, go to bed. Go to bed, Mark. Take your water and go to bed. Thank you for being here. All right. So this live stream has been a little bit of like a behind the scene. I'm recording my neck pour things as we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a neck pour, but feel free to comment and I'll be with you in just a couple minutes. Hey there, welcome to Izzo's Place. Thirsty Thursday neck pours. So my local Florida guy had a couple of short barrels. He suggested, based on things I've bought before, to try the rye. There's a bourbon there too waiting for me. I might go back and get it. But this is a short barrel small batch rye, 101 proof, straight rye whiskey. So 101 proof, if you prefer, it's 50.5% alcohol. Oops, and the little tab just broke off. There we go. Oh, that was a nice pop. Like a good pop. Like a good neighbor, that pop was there. All right, let's see how this neck pour is. Smells like a rye. I eventually need to do contests with myself and see if I can actually pick out a rye or a bourbon out of a lineup. It's easy when you know what you're drinking. Okay, it's got some classic rye stuff going on. So for me, that's vanilla and some winter mint. There's like a little bit of clove in there. Boy, it does not drink like 101 proof. It kind of disappears on the palate. It's kind of thin tasting, and after you're done sipping it, you're like, what just happened? On the palate, the mint is gone. Got the vanilla. There's almost like a bit of citrus, but nothing specific. Sorry about that. No hug, even at 101 proof. I'll double check. I think I paid $50 for this. I gotta double check though. It might have been cheaper. It's not a sipping rye. This might be a cocktail rye. But of course, it's the neck pour, and sometimes they'll open up nice. All right, so not super impressed so far, but hey, maybe it'll open up and I'll change my mind. Check out the longer view. Hooey, Berry Place, how you doing there? I had heard really good things about short barrel, so I'm a little disappointed in this neck pour, but I do understand that, you know, after I have a couple pours and it open up, it might get better. What do I consider high? Like probably 110 and over. And I feel like my sweet spot where I really enjoy things is like 105 to 115 is probably where I really enjoy things. And yeah, Barry Place is a Disneyland YouTube live streamer and historian. Deck Night is bourbon reviews, but it says it right there in his name. Theme Park Dad, he's Walt Disney World. So all you people that I love. So thanks for being here tonight. Yeah, that's like the sweet spot. So I've only had Homer. I got in touch with Tom Morrow and I got the Limestone flight to review. Oh, I forgot I'm on StreamYards. I got the Limestone flight to review. I might do it as soon as Sunday. I got to talk to the fellow that I'm going to have with me. I'm not surprised Amy likes it higher. Yeah, I couldn't believe it when I emailed them. So that's my first ever media review. But yeah, I highly recommend all the people watching. I recommend their channels. I'm gonna let this sit. I'm not gonna sip it anymore. So that's it for neck pours for the night, and I'm probably not gonna stay on too much longer. But I really appreciate because honestly, I'm gonna eat some dinner and hydrate a bit, let the alcohol work through me, and then I'm going back to work for a few hours before I go to bed. So Tom is great. Yeah, I like it. Well, and is that his real name, Tom Tomorrow or Tom Morrow? I did. I have it recorded. I will. The one I got from you, and I like it. It's good. But I am a fan of those private selects. But yeah, the one I got from you was good. Definitely recommend it. Oh, there's Barry talking about himself. This is a great channel. Just kidding. Ah, yeah, you do. So what's up with the rest of everyone's year? So I'm working on this Florida project. I got a basement I'm doing up in Ohio. But then I'm actually doing some volunteer work. And and Homer, I might have to email you, get some tips for Jamaica, because actually from December 29th to February 9th, I'm actually doing volunteer work in Jamaica. I'm going to do construction on a church down there. Oh, thank you, Barry. I appreciate that. Oh, what is your old favorite? So I've been so obsessed with the tastings and the review. I've been drinking stuff just neat out of Glencairn so long that I don't know personally what whiskey I would put in a old fashioned. Now the last amazing old fashioned I ever had is when we went and had a dinner at Willett, and that was an incredible old fashioned. Okay. Yeah, well, and that's the scary part. I will not be in the resorts. So from what I hear, I should not walk around without local local accompaniment. Okay. Oh, there you go. That works. That works. That makes sense. So Homer and Barry just showed up, Bob, and so I unboxed a cocktail shaker set because I didn't have one down here, and oh, there you go. And Dawn's in here. Dawn's got some opinions. I love it. Yeah, all your classic 90 proof. Those are all perfect for old fashions. But we unboxed a cocktail set. I actually bought a zester, but I wasn't able to really test it because where'd the lime go? the lime I have down here in this construction site is terrifying. So this thing looks like I could kill you if I threw it at you. Ay, ay, ay. And then we unboxed the 4 roses with the 2 rose ice cube trays, and then we got into our whiskey finally. So we started out with the Drambuie, and I made a fake rusty nail. I'll make a better one down the road. And then we did we go right into the, all right, so then I picked this up just because it was cheap. It was under $40. It's an Indian single malt, and it was their Christmas edition, and it's a little wild tasting. So, and it kind of ruined my palate for a couple of minutes. Then we did the 4 roses. Then we did the short barrel. So that was kind of the evening. Ah, Dave's here too. House Bourbon. I love it. Ooh. So someday, just for the hate views, I'm going to get my hands on a Pappy, and I'm going to just drink it with ginger ale just to anger people. But Dave from House Bourbon, another great bourbon review channel. I did get, they're waiting for me up in Ohio. I'm going to try to review them Sunday night. I got the limestone kit. Cheap, $140. That's all, in your old fashions. That's funny. No, I'm gonna do it just for the hate views. Only an ounce and a half. I have got, thanks to a connection, I've got some wild stuff. I did pick up a Michter's 10, both in rye and bourbon from around. Oh, so Cargo, how's it going? No, thanks for doing that. I picked up a Michter's 10 in rye and bourbon from around 2019. I've got a 1.75 of Elijah Craig 12 year, but it's just like the regular 92, 94 proof Elijah Craig, but it's old enough. It's got a big fat 12 on it. I am getting, I don't even know what else. I may have been doing construction work for and accepting whiskey as my labor. So I got some fascinating things that are going to come up. We're gonna be a few months from it, but I'll give you guys warning when I actually start cracking those. Man, my chat's blowing up. Bless you guys. 7 of you here. Nice. What lightsaber did you buy, Adam? I love it. Have fun, So Cargo. Have fun making that holiday nice for yourself. Thanks, Dave. Yeah, I don't even know. Are there like buttons? What were we talking about? Were we talking about anything? Do I have anything else to drink? I have plenty to drink, but... How many Izzo? I don't know. We got 7 people in the chat right now. If there's likes, I can't see them because I'm not that cool. I'm sure there's a way to see it, but I don't know how to see it. I should really learn how to use the programs better. Yeah, 7. You got it, Adam. But I did finally, I haven't posted yet. I'll make sure that it happens by next Thursday. I did review your Infinity bottle, and this is from Deck Night. The Infinity sample was good, and then I can class it up every now and then. I'm glad Amy approves. Favorite rye to this point. So I got a store pick from a place called Lincoln Road Packing House in Mississippi, and they had a store pick there of a high west rye. They picked it specifically trying to chase like the midsummer or midwinter's night dram notes, and that thing is fantastic. And actually, I've recently overpaid for a midwinter night's dram, and not impressed with it. And I way overpaid for it. But that store pick from Lincoln Road Packing House was fantastic. And let's see, what else? I did just revisit. What the heck did I drink? I don't think it was the Michter's 10. What did I... Oh. So, of course, it suffers from single barrel syndrome. I just revisited this Knob Creek single barrel select, and this thing's fantastic. 115 proof. A place called Craft Street Kitchen Reserved Barrel, whether that's a club or a local liquor store. I got this in Florida near Miami, and man, this thing is fantastic. So maybe those two would be the. Oh, is Wemcal going tonight? Good night, Wemcal. Have a great weekend, buddy. I got to catch up on some of your videos. Which show is new, Adam? You're gonna have to help me. I don't remember. Yeah, absolutely. I'll make sure I'll post it this weekend. I won't make you wait till next Thursday. So we got a bunch of bourbon people in here. Have you ever broken a bottle by accident? I've only broken one. Yep. The knob is good. So I did pull the trigger on a Knob Creek 18 a long time ago. And honestly, for the price point, I like the 12 better. Like the 18 is not worth the price. Dropped 3. I've only dropped 1 so far. And the one that I dropped, it was a Knob Creek. It was a single barrel select bourbon from a Costco in Kentucky somewhere. 6 at one time. Like I like would just go into a coma at that point. But yeah, I've only dropped 1 so far. Well, no, I've dropped plenty. I've only had 1 break because it dropped from 4 foot off of the cabinet that I was on. Okay, cool. I wondered. Yeah, I feel like 12 is that sweet spot. Yeah, the 18 year is just too expensive and not enough good taste for, not enough like increased improvement in the taste over the 12. I will be honest. One night I had a Knob Creek 7 rye beat everything else, including the 18 and the 12. But you know how your palate changes every day. Oh, that hurts. You should sue them. Just kidding. So tomorrow, today's Thursday, right? Still Thursday. So tomorrow, it's real funny. Like up in Ohio, I have not developed a relationship with any local liquor stores. It's just been weird. There's always like different employees. Never really connected. But here in Naples, there's a liquor store called Pepper's Liquor. And I like the way this guy's brain works. His hours are 11 to 11. So he like doesn't open late, or he doesn't open early, but he stays open late. I kind of like it. But so I've developed a little bit of relationship with him. So he had some sort of, I think it might be a Rebel store pick come in that he says is really good. It came in Tuesday, but it came in Wednesday, but I'm gonna pick it up tomorrow. He said he'd have enough and would save me one. And then what else has he got? I think he said he's got the toasted Elijah Craig toasted barrel proof. So I think I'm picking up one of those tomorrow. So that'll be fun. And then a buddy of mine wanted to. I've been seeing a lot of. Oh, there you go. You're welcome, Adam. And so I've been seeing a lot of 1792 down here, or at least I was. At this point, all I'm seeing is small batch and barrel proof. But for a while, I was seeing single barrel and bottle and bond a lot down here in Florida. Ooh. No, but I will check it out. Cool. Sorry, just catching up on the chat for a moment. Theme Park Dad. So you used to be in Texas. I know you're in Florida now. I had a great time in Texas. I had to work there for a couple of weeks, and I had a good time there. Where was I? What was I talking about? Oh, so I should be picking up an Elijah Craig toasted barrel proof. Well, and actually, I got a bunch of bourbon people on here. So if you want one, I don't know if you want me to pick you up one, send it to you. I'm learning about pirateship.com. I mean, if the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms Department is watching, I'm not shipping anything. I'm shipping essential oils. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, anyway, so if you need an Elijah Craig barrel proof toasted barrel, let me know, because I think I can pick them up tomorrow. Yeah, if he lets me. I'm sure he'll let me. I'm sure he won't leave me, keep me at one. Oops. So anyone in here talking whiskey, what is, I don't know what right word is, what is the goofiest bottle of whiskey you've ever purchased? Or maybe silly is a good word. I'll show you the silliest one I ever bought. I got a rye down here. So down here, I've got, I was also thinking I could say that I'm sending corn. I'm sending 51% corn through the mail. And down here, I picked up a rye whiskey that's been dyed blue and is just basically, it's supposed to be Romulan ale from Star Trek. So this is probably the silliest bottle I'd own down here, but I love it anyway because I do like the sci-fi stuff. So Star Wars, Star Trek, I'm into them. You know, no matter how they ruin, no matter how the modern stuff is ruined, at least the old stuff is still good. But the blue dye, it looks good, but it definitely detracts from the taste a little bit, unfortunately. Lusty Claw. Oh, I've heard of Lusty Claw. That's awesome. Juice. There you go. Sending some juice. I like it. I like it. So I got so much going on that it's not going to happen till next spring or next summer. But I have 2 different Star Trek bourbons. I've got this Star Trek rye. I've got a Star Trek vodka in the same bottle. I've got 6 different Star Trek wines. I am going to have a super dorky Star Trek party sometime. But it's not coming for a little while. Which is so bad. Oh, the Lusty Claw? I want to try it. I can't see how it could ever be good, but I want to try it. All right, tomorrow going to be Christmassy, and let's see at 9 p.m. Yeah, I may be flying Adam, but I will, if I don't see you live, I'll see you on the replay for sure. And thanks for doing that. Yeah, Adam's on the West Coast, just like Barry. So gotta add or subtract the 3 hours. It's so bad. That's awesome. Well, my friends, you are incredible, and I thank you for hanging out. And thank you. If you hit the like button, great. If not, it's not like I make money doing this thing. But oh, that's funny. I do want to visit you. I will email you about that. My next 6 to 9 months are crazy with work, but I'm hoping after that maybe I could do some traveling. And definitely next time I'm anywhere close to you, I'm gonna stop by, Homer. But I should probably not drink anymore. Like I said, I'm gonna eat some dinner. I'm gonna drink a bunch of Gatorade and water, and I'm gonna work for a couple more hours before I go to bed. But I am not using. It's all tile work, so it's snap cuts. It's not any saws that are dangerous. Thank you, Theme Park Dad. I appreciate you. All right, that's all. Homer, I don't know if Dave's still on here. I love that Dave came in and chatted. So it was made by SLB Drinks. They've got an app called Only Drams. It's right there. It is nice for cataloging your whiskey collection. So, and if you're on there and you wanna, and you can follow people on it. So I have 2 accounts. I've got Izzo's Place and Izzo's Florida Place. So, so if it's a nice way to catalog what you got and then make yourself feel bad about how much money you've spent on whiskey. That's the only drawback. Ooh, Oregon at a bar drinking beer. It's only 6 p.m. Oh, so sorry. I hope it's at least a good beer. Oh, thank you. Good. I never know. I enjoy them, and I like talking with the chat. So I never know it's any good. And Dave, I don't know if you heard, I got the Limestone flight Limestone Farm, so I'm gonna go ahead and do a review for him. But anyway, guys, I may as well end it with the thing. So if you're working, work safely. If you're drinking whiskey, please drink responsibly. But do everything with a little bit of whimsy, and you're gonna have a good time. And I will see you next time you're hanging out at Izzo's place. All right, thanks, guys. Bye. Thank you for being here, and I'll catch you next time. I'll definitely put a lot of warning before I do that limestone review. And Tom Morrow was very concerned about me doing an honest review, and I will do an honest review. The only caveat is I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. I can just talk, and I can even before the first person was showing on the screen, I just pretend there's a person there and I'm just talking. It's weird, but I'll give everyone plenty of warning before I do my review, and I still haven't decided if I'm gonna do a live review or if I'm gonna pre-record it and do it as a live premiere. I haven't decided yet, and whatever your guys' opinion on that, I respect your opinion. So let me know how you feel. And if you want to do a deck night honest, absolutely. And if you want to do a flight sometime, hey Izzo at yahoo.com, and I'll hook you up I'll send you some essential oils through the mail, and then we can do a whiskey flight together. All right, and if you're ever in Cleveland, look me up. I think I have the address in the description of most of the videos, and if you're ever in Cleveland and I'm in Cleveland, you can come see at what stage the speakeasy's at, because it is far from done, but it is definitely usable. Live premiere, that might be best. Yeah, I'll probably do that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it was a pleasure being with you this evening. Thank you for being with me on some unboxing and neck pours, and have a good evening. Tomorrow's Friday. Your weekend's almost here. Of course, if you're like me, you're working anyway through the weekend, but hey, it's still a weekend. All right, take care, guys. Now I have to figure out how to end the stream. Doop. Yes, let's end it.